Hello, so I thought I would walk you guys through making a button. I'm going to package it up and send it to you, so you don't have to really worry about making it yourself, but, um, or actually, I'm just going to make the button available as something you can download from the description of this video. So that way you can, if you're watching this video, you can just go down into the description and download it yourself. Um, so The thing about this button is that when you want to use buttons while using a first-person camera, um, the thing is that the camera has a way of locking the mouse into the center of the screen anytime you click within the game window. So it won't allow you to hit buttons if you use where is it? Player capsule, here we go. Um, If you use the mouse cursor settings here, if you leave cursor locked, it'll lock it to the middle. So the only thing is if you turn off cursor locked, it's not locked to the middle anymore, and the mouse is actually seen while you're moving around. So it's really up to you whether you want to use it or not. You don't really have to, but I'm just going to walk you through making a button maybe for another game you guys make, or you can even put it in this game, however you feel like. So let's move on to making the button, and if you want to learn how to make the button yourself. If not, feel free to just download it, and the only things you'll have to really worry about is the next few minutes, right now in a minute, on the just customizing your button, which is, let's see, so if you're going to create this button, you need to go to Create UI Button Text Mesh Pro, and I'm just going to name mine because I'm making it fresh. If you guys download it, it should already be there. So if you want to customize your button, the shape of your button is whatever the PNG sprite that you choose it to be is. And the length, say you want to keep it this default sprite, you can just make it shorter by changing the width to maybe like, I don't know, what does 100 look like? I like 100. Okay. So there's that. Just going to place this somewhere not on the edge of the screen. If you would like to tint your button, in general, like the main tint, there's this. If you want your button to be a certain color upon being pressed, that's down here. What is the normal color that it always is? And what does it look like when you hover over the button? Maybe, yellow. So, and then press color. I'm just making these wild colors so that way you can see what happens when it does it. And selected color, let's say purple. So if I hit play, the button's not really going to do anything right now when I click on it, but it will change the colors. So when you hover over it, it's the highlight color, and when you press on it, it changes to the pressed color, and when you let go, it's been selected color purple. So that's if you want to do that. I particularly don't want that to be in there. I just make it like that for the default that I send you guys. So that's for that. And for the text, if you want to change the type of font and what the text says, that's all in here. Same as the way you did your counter, just text and appearance wise. So if all you're doing is downloading it and customizing it, this is as far as you really need to get. For those of you who want to learn how I made the button, I'm going to start going through that part right now. So you can stick around for that, or you can just head out. So next, how the button works. So in this section of the button, we have an on-click section. So if we add something to the on-click, it tells us we need to add an object. And so that object is going to have our script on it. And so for now, I'm going to change this to editor and runtime so that way I can see it while I'm playing the game. When I send it off to you guys, it's just going to be runtime only. So that way it'll only work when you have the game on. If you want it to work, or you know what? Well, I'll leave it editor and runtime for you guys. That way you don't have to worry about that. Okay. So we've got that. We need our empty object. So there's our empty object. There's going to be restart script. And we're going to learn a tiny bit of scripting today, if you feel like it. So we start by typing in what we want our script to be named, and then we hit new script. It'll have that name in there, or you can just rename it here at this point. Create and add, and then edit script. Alright, so we got Visual Studio open now, and so the things that we'll need to change in the script, based on this is the default script that Unity automatically gives you if you make a script in here. So I need the scene management, or I need Unity scene management specifically. Unity engine dot scene management. And then don't forget a semicolon to close off our line. We don't need void updates. And we don't need void start either. All we need is a public void because we want the button to be able to find it. So public void. And here's what we're going to name our public void. Restart game. And then we need to do a closing and opening parentheses, and then we need in our brackets to add the command, which is going to be scene manager dot load scene. And then we need to tell it to call it the scene manager again. Manager. Tell it to get the active scene we're in. And then dot name. And then closing parentheses because we have this parenthesis out here and then this parenthesis in here. And then semicolon to end our command. Alright, and then I'm going to add a little note for y'all, which is, this will make a note. This loads the current scene. Alright, cool. So we've got our script, and let's save that. I'm just going to minimize this in case I need to come back and edit anything. Here's our script. Wait for it to compile the script and check if we have any errors in the console. Looks like we're good. And then we can go back to our button and add in that object that has the script on it. And so then we need to tell it what function we need. So the function is not going to come from the game object or the transform. It needs to come from the restart. So in this restart script we made, we told it to have a public void restart game. And this is what we're looking for. So anytime we click on the button, it'll run the restart game command that we had in there. Alright, so let's test that out. So when I press play and then I click in my scene, you see that my mouse doesn't go away because I turned off locked cursor, but now I can click on the button whenever I'm in the game. So if I try and get on here, oh, I went too far and I fell off. Oh no. I can still bring my mouse back and hit restart. And now I'm back at the beginning and I can continue the game, you know, fresh start. Whereas, I'll show you guys so that way you can see why it's necessary. I go to player capsule and turn off, or turn back on cursor locked, and test the game. And click inside the game. My mouse is gone, okay, but I can bring my mouse back by hitting escape, right? So I'll just hit escape. Oh, there's my mouse, and then, oh, wait, hit restart. No, didn't restart it again. No. Yep, because every time you click on the scene in the game, it gets rid of your mouse and locks it to the center of the screen. So you can't click anything unless you have the move cursor settings, cursor locked, turned off. And that'll make the button work just fine. Yeah, the mouse being visible is a little bit of an inconvenience. There's another script you can use to make the mouse not be visible until you hit escape, but I don't want to make things a little too complicated, so we'll just leave it at this. So now we have a working restart button. I'm going to package this up for you guys by making a prefab. So in this case, I'm going to make this a child of the button just in case so it doesn't get lost. Make sure it still works if it's a child. Yeah, okay, cool. Right, turn this into a prefab. Restart button. And then right click, export package. And I don't think I need all this. I just need this, none of this. As long as you guys have TextMesh Pro installed, everything should be fine. If for some reason you get an error, let's assume it's because you don't have a TextMesh Pro thing installed yet. I might just leave this in here just in case. Okay. All right, bye-bye guys.